In today's episode of the Motorhome Map podcast,
we look at an innovative new way to keep your motorhome organised.
What way?
An innovative.
We also have our fourth fun Fiamma Fact and a 20% off sale.
And we answer your questions on longer European insurance cover, choosing a motorhome and restarting your motorhome after winter storage.
Welcome to the Motorhome Map podcast. I'm Keith Gooden.
And I'm Motorhome Matt.
Industry insights and expert advice for the world of motorhomes, caravans and campervans. And brought to you by thatleisureshop.com and sponsored by Ride.
Now, we always ask you to do this, but please could you, if you haven't already, follow on your favourite podcast app. And if you're watching on YouTube, click subscribe and the little bell. Really helps promote the podcast and does something with an algorithm.
It does, and reminds you when there's a new episode up so you don't miss out. It's time now for our fourth fun Fiamma Fact. Oh, I look forward to this.
It's a brilliant new feature on the podcast. Number 4. So, are you ready, Keith?
First of all, who are Fiamma?
Fiamma are the Italian manufacturer of motorhome and campervan accessories, famous for their awning and bike racks and their levelling ramps, amongst lots of other products as well.
Yeah, so this is a fun fact from Fiamma, and it's our fourth one. Okay.
A bit of a household name. Do you know why Fiamma levelling ramps are now grey when they used to be yellow?
Do I know why the levelling ramps are now grey when they used to be yellow?
They were yellow for years, and then all of a sudden they went grey, and you can't buy the yellow ones anymore. Well, you can, but the grey ones are far more prevalent. Do you know why they're grey?
Is it to match the awnings?
Your answer is always awning. No, it's not. Here's Charles Potsy, co-CEO of Fiamma, to give us the answer. Charles, welcome back again. I've often wondered why the Fiamma levelling ramps are now grey, because years ago they used to be yellow. Why are they grey?
You know, we actually do miss the yellow ones, but it was a difficult decision for us to make because, you know, we work with recycled plastics. We try to do our little bit for the environment.
Yeah.
And it became very, very difficult to find yellow recycled. And so then we had to switch, unfortunately, to grey. But we still like the grey. But maybe one day if we find some more recycled yellow, we come back.
There we are. Now you know. Find out more about Fiamma at mhmp.info/Fiamma.
Now, we're filming a number of live podcasts at the next Warner's show. It's in Stoneleigh.
Yeah.
We're inviting you to come along and watch. We want you there.
We would love it if you were there. Yeah, this is the brand new show from Warner's. It's the National Motorhome Campervan and Camping Exhibition. It's all indoors at the Stoneleigh Showground, and it runs from the 17th to the 19th of April.
Now, it's important because it's the 17th and 19th of April. April showers.
And
much more likely to rain in April.
Much more likely, and this show is all indoors. So we're hoping it's going to sell out really fast. So I advise you to get your day ticket as quickly as you can. There's loads going on there. There's going to be hundreds of motorhomes there, new and used, and campervans for sale. Loads of accessory suppliers. That Leisure Shop are going to be there. We've got a great big stand in the foyer. We're very excited about that. Plus, as you say, we are recording live podcasts, but a huge amount of work has gone into the Knowledge Hub, which is going to feature one-to-one technical sessions, a tech room where you can go and get advice on lots of technical things like levelling, lithium. There's experts there all weekend, and talks throughout at the advice centre as well. So it's going to be an exciting weekend. Lots to see, loads to do. So do come along, and you get a discount on your ticket with the code MotorhomeMatt.
Now, you say it's a day ticket. Does that mean that people can't come along and, say, camp for the weekend?
There's no camping at this show. So this showground was cut in half by HS2. So they basically cut in right through the middle and made it much smaller. So there's no space for camping. So, yeah, it is only a day visitor show. But the key thing is the whole show, pretty much 99% of it, is going to be indoors.
Right, but you can still bring your van along, can you, and park it for the day?
There's a car park, yeah. You just can't sleep the night.
Yeah.
Go and find a campsite nearby and come for a couple of days. It's going to be a great weekend. I'll be there all weekend. Really excited about it. You can find out more about all of Warner's shows. Just head to mhmp.info/shows.
Come along and say hello. I'm looking forward to seeing you. Our product of the week, Dave's deal at That Leisure Shop. 20% off Fenwick's.
Here it is. Fenwick's been around for years, and they are famous for their motorhome cleaner, the caravan cleaner, and this is an awning cleaner. They do a whole range of products, and we have got 20% off the entire range. Long established, much proven, really effective, and save 20% on your Fenwick's product.
At thatleisureshop.com.
Oh yeah, I should say that.
So this week we are talking about something very specific, cramped sometimes, like a priest hole.
I beg your pardon.
A priest hole, when Henry VIII abolished the churches and took the riches from the Catholic Church and introduced the Protestant religion, Catholic priests were hunted down and imprisoned or killed. And so stately homes and large homes had priest holes, places they could hide when the people came to take them away. So your garage at the back of your motorhome is small, like a priest hole.
Not always. Sometimes they're huge, and they're the biggest problems because stuff just disappears to the bottom of it. You know that feeling where the thing you want is just buried and you can't get to it. And my garages have been complete chaos in the past. And I'm always craving innovation. I'm always going on about this and trying to seek it out. And I discovered a product which is ingenious and incredibly simple, as often the best products are. It's a brilliant idea to organise your garage, and it's called Starflex. I'm joined by Mark from Starflex. Mark, welcome onto the podcast.
Thanks, Matt.
Now, Mark, tell us your story. So you were in construction for many years, and you saw this product just last year in 2025 and thought, that's interesting. What happened?
Yeah, I started off life as an electrician, spent most of my time in construction, have a passion for motorhomes, love them. I have my own Cartago, which I love, and I saw this on an Instagram post, and it was almost my Victor Kian moment of I liked it so much I bought the company. Yeah, and it is exactly that, and it's gone really well. First time at the NEC, it's only our second show. The response has just been absolutely amazing. It is brilliant.
You have been overrun here. Now, we are at the NEC show, the Caravan Cabin and Motorhome show, February 2026. I met you, where were we? Malvern.
October.
Yeah, Malvern Caravan Show.
Holding on to a gazebo because there was a storm coming through.
It was very windy. This caught my eye. We had a quick chat.
Yeah.
And I said, this is genius. If you love being organised, this is the product you need for your motorhome garage, or even garage at home, frankly.
Yeah.
It's not just restricted to motorhome organisation, is it?
No, we've got it in garages, we've got it in schools, in PE halls. It goes absolutely everywhere.
Brilliant. Now, this has become your full-time job, as it were, hasn't it?
It's very quickly becoming that, yes. I never expected it to be. I'm just a motorhome passionate man and just thought it would stay as that. But it is turning into a big business.
Now, you say you have a Cartago, and this has become a very popular product in the Cartago Owners Club.
Yes.
But it's not just for Cartagos, it's any motorhome.
Absolutely.
Tell us, how does it work? You've got some components there behind you.
Sure.
Just show us.
So the difference here is that it's modular. So it can go into any garage of any size, and it doesn't matter what size the garage is, because everybody is always stored at the bottom third of the garage on the floor.
Yeah.
What this allows is you put this on the wall, and then you can put telescopic poles along the top, and you can use the whole of the garage, from putting your chairs and your tables, rugs on the top of the things, and then things like hooks, or as you've got behind us, things like the Euro box holders, all stackable, bike holders. It's a really universal solution to a first world problem of what do you do in a garage?
So how many accessories are there that clip into the wall rail?
There's about 24.
Right, so it's a range of hooks, as you say, extending poles, so which enables you to make a shelf.
Yes.
Bike racks, as it were.
Yes.
Shelves for a toilet cassette designed to the right size.
Absolutely.
And crates as well that you can see here, just pull out on sliders.
Yeah, so this is a new product that we've launched today, Euroglide, Eurobox Glide, and that obviously goes into the ski lockers as well underneath the floor, coming from a very small size at 300 to 1200 deep, 400 and 600.
And cost-wise, what do these things cost?
If you're doing a full-size garage, maybe £1,000. But if you're doing a very small sort of a bike holder solution, less than 200.
So it's completely tailorable to the size of garage that you've got or the area that you want to organise. And do you help people spec it for them?
Yeah, we do. We go in and help people. Lots of people have come up today and gone, how can I put it in? What is it? We give them a free tape measure. They go away, they look at it and they go, right, we get it. So a lot of people were here the day before, went away, measured, came back, bought another ticket to come in so they could come in and get the kit. We said to them we'd ship it. That's not a problem. And the guy went, no, I've got to fit it now. So he literally went home and fitted it that afternoon. I'm waiting for the pictures today.
Right, fantastic. Now, all the specs of all the parts and components are on your website, I presume, are they? So people can do this themselves?
Yeah, everybody can fit it themselves. It's very easily fitted as a DIY unit, but people can also, we can install it for them as well.
Brilliant. Now, you're going to lots of shows this year, I hope, are you?
We are. We're doing a lot of the Warner shows, yeah.
So if you're going to a Warner show and you're there with your van, Mark will help you measure it up, won't you?
Yeah, of course.
And talk you through fitting it. It is super easy to fit. If you want to get organised, you have to check out Starflex. I've been thoroughly impressed
Thank you.
with its innovation and the build quality of it too. It's really robust. It's from Norway, isn't it?
Yeah, it is. Kerr Jan, who was the developer of it, he is an aircraft engineer, so it is built to last.
Yeah. And this is a hugely popular product across Europe.
Yeah, we're selling it already in 6 countries and, we're going to sell it further.
Yeah. Well, Starflex is in the UK. You can get your Starflex system now from Mark and the team. So do come and see him at any of the shows this year and beyond. I wish you every success, Mark. I think it's brilliant. I should say as well that Starflex, I'm very proud to say, are Motorhome Mat approved. Mark, congratulations.
Thank you.
And all the very best.
Cheers, mate. Thank you very much.
So that's Mark at Starflex. That's a pretty genius idea from Norway, isn't it, Matt?
It is. It's brilliant. It's so simple, really, really easy to install. I anticipate we'll see lots of dealerships adopting this and including it in the sale of a vehicle to get these huge garage, these spaces at the back organised. And we have this product at our Chelston store. We have a display of it, so you can go and touch and feel it, and you can order it from that leisure shop, or you can get it directly from Starflex UK. And there is a discount code as well when you buy it from them, or if you buy it from us, just use the code MotorHomeMat and you get 10% off.
Right, okay then. So it's at the Chelston store for that leisure shop, which is where exactly,
It's
Matt?
junction 26 of the M5 in Chelston at Chelston Motorhomes, who sell motorhomes with massive garages. So I think their customer base there is going to be adopting this product because it's so useful.
Yeah, when you come off the motorway junction, by the way, it was really, really close to the motorway junction. Not driving for another 10 miles.
No, it's like a mile off the motorway.
Yeah. Okay, and Starflex and Motorhome Mat approved. Like Matt says, get 10% off when you order with thatleisureshop.com or directly with Starflex. That's mhmp.info/Starflex. It's the Motorhome Mat podcast with me, Keith Gooden.
And me, Motorhome Matt.
It's brought to you with thatleisureshop.com and sponsored by Ripe. Now, every so often we have a question which is directed towards our sponsor, Ripe, and today it comes from Jenny W. in North Yorkshire, and she says, "Hi Matt, here's a point for Ripe's consideration, please. I need European cover for 180 days. Ripe do provide 180 days cover in any policy year, but looking at their website, for some reason they restrict the cover to 90 days in a single trip, i.e. the Schengen 90 days allowance."
But not all of us need this restriction. Some have dual nationalities and others, including ourselves, apply for visa or short-term residency permits, which mean extended stays beyond the 90 days.
And she goes on to say, for us, consideration of the Ripe policy is now out of the question unless Ripe look at this again. What is the issue? Surely 180 days overseas is 180 days overseas, regardless of how many trips are taken in that time. So what is the logic for the 90-day cover cut-off?
they are potentially reducing their market size for what appears to be little or even no additional risk exposure. Thanks for your help with this. I'd be interested to hear Ripe's feedback.
Well, Ripe did come back to us, and their response starts, "Hello, Jenny. Thanks for the query. Firstly, as Ripe only provide cover for UK residents, our policy is based on people having a UK passport. And so while there will always be nuances such as dual citizenship, post-Brexit rules mean that for the majority of our customers who want to travel without a visa, our maximum of 90 days in any 180-day period is more than sufficient."
Wright went on to say, "This is a decision made by our underwriters, but we do share feedback with them when we see common themes from people about our cover, and as such means the cover could change in the future."
Making changes to improve our cover is something that we always look to do in order to make it better for our customers, but we have to balance the risk to make sure the premium doesn't increase for everyone else. So it's really not that we're being unhelpful. I hope this helps explain this for you and you managed to find the right cover. Thanks for trying us though, and hopefully we can help you in the future, says Mel from Ripe.
Well, I have to say, Ripe are great for adapting their policy. So if this is something that you want, make sure you let us and the Ripe team know. And remember, you can get 15% off your premium with Ripe. The discount applies automatically when you click the link in the episode description.
Matthew Emerson got in touch.
Hi, Matt. Glad you're looking better now after your operation and looking forward to many more podcasts. The question I have is, I'm 52, retired, and I would like to start getting into the motorhome world. I've never had a motorhome before. It would be just for myself and possibly my son occasionally, who's 20. I don't have any room where I live. I live in a flat in Surrey. Which type of motorhome would you suggest for me? Because I'd obviously need to have it stored somewhere else as well. So yeah, that would be my question. All the best.
So,
Wow.
Matt, yeah, wow, indeed. Retired at 52. Very nice.
That is yeah, I know. What a lucky chap. What do you do for a living?
Nothing.
Not anymore. A really simple question with so many answers. I'd say the first consideration is the fact that you want your son to drive it, who's 20. So insurance is going to be a factor. So going out and buying a $100,000 motorhome and expecting him to be covered to drive it probably is a little bit of a stretch. So I'd go and get some test quotes for your son as either a named driver on the policy or a main driver on the policy. Speak to Ripe and test the water and see if they'll cover him. But the main motivation for buying the right motorhome is all about layout. It's how you're going to use it. So I would advise you, Matthew, to go back and check out some of the earlier episodes on layout and different types of layout and what's a good fit for you and what might be the best type of layout. I'd consider hiring one first, because you don't know what you don't know. Then you hire one and listen to podcasts like this, and then you know what you don't know, which is even worse.
Or even you know what you do know and you don't know what you do know.
Exactly. So it's about going on that learning experience. Only you know the right one for you. The fact you've got to park it somewhere in storage is not really a big issue. It's just finding a storage place that's got space. That could be a challenge. So I would start inquiring on that now as well. But I'd say the biggest obstacle could be the age of your son.
Thank you, Matthew Emerson. We haven't said where you are, Matthew. We do like to stick a pin in a map when we do these questions and answers. So if you're thinking of asking another question in the future, just tell us where you are. Gary's in Stirling.
Hi Matt, it's Gary here from Stirling in Scotland. Love the podcast, lots of useful information for a first-time homeowner. I bought a Swift Voyager 584 in July of last year, and I had my motorhome in winter storage over the winter. And just around about January time, I started getting tracker alerts, which concerned me. I went to the vehicle, found that it was still at the storage facility, but the cab and everything was completely flat, the battery. So I've left it in there. Getting my motorhome back on the road, is it simply a case of taking along a car with jump leads to charge up my battery and then running the battery, running the motorhome, or is there something else that I need to think about? Also, I thought I had prepared it for the winter using various checklists. What do I need to check to make sure this doesn't happen again in the future? Thanks very much.
They do like their motorhomes in Scotland, as we know. Matt, what's your answer for Gary?
Well, I would check out our range of portable solar panels that we sell at that leisure shop. They are ideal for placing on the dashboard, and you can crocodile clip them straight to the battery in the cab, which on a Fiat Ducato or Mercedes or Renault is usually under the cab floor, around the passenger's feet. You can plug them into the accessory socket. I call it a cigarette lighter socket. I get told off for saying that. But that only works if that stays live when you turn the ignition off. If it goes dead when you turn the ignition off, it's not going to do anything. So be warned, check that. In terms of restarting it, you need to be really careful jump starting it. If you start revving the engine on the donor vehicle that's giving power, you can damage the ECU. My advice would be... The electrical control unit.
Electronic control.
The brain of the vehicle.
That's the chip, which is as Matt says, the brain of the vehicle. And because it's an integrated circuit, you can blow it up. So you have to be careful.
Yeah, you can damage it. And you can do things like damaging the airbag module, trying to start a motorhome that's flat, draws huge amounts of current because the voltage is low, so the amperage goes up and it can burn out the airbag module. This is really common. I've done it numerous times. So my advice would be take the starter battery off the van, take it home and charge it on a trickle charger and put it on a recon charge for several days. Make sure it's on a metal tray and somewhere it can vent, because it's lead acid and you get a smell of sulphur. And so do it in the shed, and on a metal tray means it's protected if it gets hot. It's not going to set fire to a wooden bench. And I would put it on a slow charge for several days and then take it back to the van, start it up. In terms of preparing for winter, obviously it's April as this goes out, but we do have a couple of guides. They're both really useful. I'm biased because I wrote them, but they're both free. So just head to, if you've got a pen, the links for this will be in the description of this episode too, but thatleisureshop.com/winter, and the spring one is, guess what, thatleisureshop.com/spring.
Said Zebedee. It's time for bed. So how do people get in touch?
We would love it if you did. If you've got a question, you can ask it. Just hit the orange button, record it. Remember, as Keith says, tell us where you are. mhmp.info/ask Matt.
Join our new Facebook group. It really is fine dandy, and it's our little gang. Chat with Motorhome Matt is what it's called. Chat with Motorhome Matt. It's at mhmp.info/chat.
And pages, business pages are welcome, but please, no self-promotion. Your post will get removed, I promise you. This is a group which is all about objective conversation, not advertising.
Oh, you mean like plug-in podcasts?
We don't plug the podcast in. There's no advertising. It's there to serve, not to sell. So please get involved. And if you know the answer to someone's question, jump in and answer it. If you're a supplier of kit, jump in and answer the question. You can mention that you sell it, but no adverts. They are not allowed.
Chat with Motorhome Matt is what it's called.
There you are. And if you're looking for trusted brands, products and services, then make sure you visit the Motorhome Matt approved directory, which is going gangbusters. It's really growing. A great way for brands to support the podcast, endorsed by me, and we're really excited about some of the new brands that are on there. Head to mhmp.info/approved.
And it's not just a list of advertisers, by the way. As Matt says, he approves them, he tests them, he looks at them. Not everybody gets in.
No, absolutely. The last brand to join us recent bands to join us were a company called Dead Sound, and they do soundproofing and lining for vans. I had never experienced them. It's been a month getting them tested and checked, and me doing some due diligence, and I'm proud to say they are Motorhome Matt approved. Maybe we'll get them on the podcast sometime.
And what do you need to remember then, Matt?
We would love it if you would follow on your favourite podcast app or subscribe on YouTube. We always ask you to do this, as every channel does, but it does make a massive difference. And a huge percentage of you that are watching or listening are not subscribed or not following. So please click subscribe. You'll be doing us a massive favour and we would really appreciate it. And on YouTube, click the little bell and then you get reminded when the new episode's released.
Yeah, you don't have to wear your tinfoil hat, do you, when you press the subscribe button? What it does is it puts you in a circle of people with that interest, and so you'll find your algorithm on YouTube. You'll then be pointed in different directions with the interests that you've got. In today's episode of the Motorhome Matt podcast,
we look at an innovative new way to keep your motorhome organised.
What way?
An innovative.
We have a... So we start again.
You can take the mick out of me.
Fourth on Fiamma Fact.
I've got loads of N's, you've got loads of F's.
Yeah, 3, 2, 1.